Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Home Life with Rebecca, and this is going to be one of those fun Tea Tuesdays. So to start things off, first I wanted to say thank you to my friend Karen for sending me this cute card that she made with stickers, and she colored me some pictures, and it's just very cute. So we're going to start off with the Create Your Own Calm. I've got my coffee here with just plain old half and half, which is blah. Don't really like half and half. Wish it was the French vanilla creamer, but I digress. Okay, so today I picked this page. It says, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." And how true is that quote? How many times in my own life have I wanted to start something and I'm just too afraid to take that step? Or, and this is kind of what I want to talk about, I do start something, but then I'm so bombarded with information that seems to conflict each other that I never end up starting, because I'm just like, well, forget it, because I don't know which one is the best. I don't know which one to do. I don't want to try any of them now. So it says, think of something that makes you feel anxious and then write how you feel. So I put something that probably every single day makes me feel anxious is that I'm not being a good parent, that I'm messing up my kids somehow emotionally, and that I'm bombarding myself with all this information, especially regarding like the teenage years and the preteen years. And then I just think I'm not doing it right, or I should have done it this way, or I should have done what this article says, or I should do what my friend said, or I even struggle internally with, oh, my gut told me to do this, but then what if that doesn't work out? And a lot of times, like I mentioned in my last video, I'll go to bed crying myself to sleep because I've just felt like I've messed everything up, and I'll just dwell on situations that have happened with the kids that day, or I'll dwell on something that I read or something that I saw online. And so after that, it says, now close your fists tightly and feel the tension. Open and release them slowly, and repeat this 10 times. And then it says, write about how you feel. So I did it just like it said, and I put, honestly, I felt the same. And I think I felt the same, and this is kind of what I wrote too, because I need to probably do that exercise at night, because right now I'm okay. Like, it's the daytime, the kids are at school, I'm taking my medication, I've had breakfast, I've been on a walk, I've done some yoga, all things that kind of clear my mind, because mostly the harder part of the day is going to be tonight when the kids come home. Or, I mean, not that mornings aren't hard. Sometimes they definitely can be stressful. But I think I'm going to try that exercise at night, because I kind of just felt neutral on it. But it's because I dwell on things at night, and it kind of reminds me like the whole parent. I really like, it's called Raising Teens, and it's on Instagram. And they have really good memes. I mentioned it before, and they have some really good articles on there. And I'm really liking it. But sometimes when you find stuff like that online, or you read about it, or you hear about it from a friend, or people offer advice, and it's usually always well-intended advice, right? For most of the time it is. I find myself thinking that it's kind of like when you try to go on a diet. There's just so much information out there. Try keto, try vegan, try paleo, try, I don't even know. There's just so much out there, that like gluten-free and carb-free, and eat just meat, and no, eat just bananas. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I kind of feel that's where the parenting movement has gone to. And I think because, like I said in my last video, the Gen X, and then the, what do they call this new generation, the Alpha generation, so much different even from the millennials, and from my generation X, and from the baby boomers. I mean, it's like a whole another level of stuff that you're dealing with. And I just hear conflicting messages of boundaries, and if your kid has a phone, like take that phone and make them put it up at 9 and rules. And then you'll read another article that says, you know, don't have so many rules because then they're going to rebel. Give them a little bit of independence. Let them, you know, let yourself find your trust in them and vice versa. And if you don't respect your kid, they don't respect you. And it's just crazy. I mean, I won't get into it, but it is crazy how much information there is out there. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm constantly worrying that I'm a bad parent, because I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I did this and now I feel like I didn't do it right because then I went over here and I read this, or somebody told me to do this, and it's stressful. I think it definitely causes unnecessary stress. I think it makes my hair fall out. I notice on those nights when I'm really worried like that, my arthritis seems to act up. I mean, because stress is so like, what's the word I'm looking for? It can just really affect your overall health. I mean, you wouldn't think that it would, but people die from stress. I mean, it can cause heart attacks and it can cause strokes and it can cause all kinds of nasty things. So I think the lesson that I'm taking is, do I want to begin this journey of being a good parent? Of course. And I think I've taken those steps and hundreds of steps and thousands of steps into this journeyhood of parenthood, but I don't think you ever complete it, because I think you're a parent forever. I know my mom, like a couple weeks ago, was very worried about me because I had been sick and she had tried to call me and I didn't answer, and she said she was just super worried. And I'm 40, how old am I? 46. And I don't think that ever goes away, no matter how old you are. I think parenting is a continual journey, and at the end of the day, I mean, I know this is cliche and everybody's heard it 1,000 times, right? But it really depends on your family's needs, because all kids are different. And I've said before, like with certain like diagnoses like autism or oppositional defiance disorder or even ADHD, I mean, not all things are going to work the same. So where a timeout for this kid might work good, and having them put their phone up or their computer up or whatever it is at 9 o'clock might work for this kid over here or this teen over here, that's not going to work because everybody is different. And of course, I do think you need rules and boundaries, definitely. I think it's just trying to find that balance, just like with food. That's kind of what I keep going back to referring it to. There's so many diets out there, but really, I mean, everything in moderation, right? I kind of feel that way about parenting. Have some rules, but say yes sometimes. Have some rules, but yeah, let them, see if you can trust them. If they're like, you know, I promise to put my phone up a half an hour later, or my computer, or you know, whatever. I'm just using examples, like, or whatever that may be. Or have them set their curfew. Like, what do you think your curfew should be? I mean, do you think it should be 1 o'clock? And then if they say yeah, like, you tell them, you know, okay, here's my issue with that, you know, and have your, you know, why, like, have your research done, like how it's not good to stay up that late, or how it's not good to stare at a blue screen until you can fall asleep because it's really keeping you awake, or, you know, if something were to happen, because, you know, nothing good happens after 1 o'clock or midnight, like, have your research and hear them out, hear what they want to say. I'll tell you right now, I kind of have a struggle with my oldest daughter. She's going to school full time. She's working part time. She's paying her phone bill. She's doing all the things that she needs to do. She is dating, and so this guy that she's dating, he's 20, you know, my daughter's 18, and he's got a really good job. He, I think, works for like the news station, like doing the editing, I'm not quite sure, but he works like 3:30 to like 10:30 at night, and I think only has 1 day off. And you know, at that age, because my husband was like, why doesn't he wake up earlier? And I remember being in my 20s and late teens, and I think there's scientific research out there that they need more sleep, like something in their brain, like their chemical makeup at that time actually needs more sleep. So if this kid's working full time like that, and then he's sleeping during the day, even if he did wake up early, but then Allie's at classes or she's at work. So it's been a struggle because he wants to take her out at, you know, when he gets off at 10:30 at night. And I'm like, hey, your curfew still needs to be midnight. And she's like, that's not enough time. I'm like, but there is nothing to do. And then if you come here, like I still can't sleep, like whether he's here in the house or you're out, like then I'm not getting sleep, and it's been a struggle. And so we've just been going back and forth and trying to compromise, like, okay, like if this happens, it can't be every single night he gets off, maybe once or twice a week. And it is trying to find a balance, because I mean, and she's never said, well, I'm 18, I can do what I want. She hasn't done any of that, thank goodness. But I'm still trying to treat her as an adult, because she is, I feel like she's doing the things that she's supposed to be doing, or that she wants to do. She wanted to go to school, and she's working part-time, and she's trying to learn how to drive, and she's, you know, paying her phone bill, and, you know, doing that kind of stuff. And, you know, she's trying to date this guy, and he's a nice kid. You know, I've met him. He's a very nice kid. But it's just like his schedule it conflicts with her schedule, and it makes it hard. Like, I'm like, as a parent, you're like, well, I don't want my kid out at midnight. I don't want this other kid over here at 10 o'clock at night. Like, it makes it really hard. And then I go to bed all anxious, and I'm doing it wrong, or I said the wrong thing. And man, it's tough. You just have to kind of let it go. And I think sometimes you just have to get off social media, or stop looking stuff up for a couple weeks, you know, like to give your brain a rest. Just like diets, like just don't diet, because the minute you say the word diet, you fall off the wagon. Or the minute you're like, I'm going to do this parenting style, or I'm going to make these rules, it just seems to, if you don't follow through, it makes everything 20 times worse. So there's my little create your own calm thoughts for our Tea Tuesday. Kind of went off on a tangent there. I didn't get to Hobby Lobby, I'm sorry. My sister came with their cat, and we got everything set up, and I'll probably go down there and show you his little setup before everybody starts judging, oh, how come you're putting this cat in a kennel and locking it up like it's in a zoo? We do have 2 male cats, and then we have 2 dogs, and this is another male cat, and we've had some issues with having 3 male cats in the house. So we just got new carpet down there too. So I wanted to make sure that, and my sister and my brother-in-law too, like they want to make sure that he gets used to his surroundings, because my cats, that's where you eat their food, and the litter box is down there, and it'll be more so in like the winter time. Right now they're outside a lot. And this cat's never been outdoors, so it's kind of more of a, I don't know the word, pampered cat. Like, so I don't think he minds being in a space that's his. And it's a big, this kennel is like made for a Great Dane, and then it's got a chicken coop attached to it, so he's got like a separate area for his litter box. This is just going to be probably for maybe a month that we keep him in there. It's big enough that we can go in there and sit with him and play with him, and he can sniff the other cats this way. Even Cooper sniffs, and he like does not like anybody yet. He doesn't like any of the kids yet. I think he likes Tiffany. He doesn't like the cats. They, you know, he keeps hissing at him every time they walk by, and honestly my cats are like, I think they hissed at him once, and they're like, whatever dude, like we get to go outside. It's like this cat has its own private posh school, and then my cats have like the ghetto public school. It's kind of funny because, I mean, this cat is their baby, and they definitely spoil this cat, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's got the state-of-the-art cat stand and the water fountain, and he gets certain food and treats and toys, and he has a lot of stuff. But I think once he gets used to everything, and we do it slowly, because I didn't want to just lock him up in a room, because then it stinks with the litter boxes, and we've been down that road before. Then you can kind of get used to him, and then we'll start just letting him out in the basement and keeping the door closed. And I want to do this all before it gets cold, and I can't keep that door closed, because then my cats do have to stay inside because it's too cold outside for them, and then they use their litter box in here more. And then hopefully, because we'll have this cat, I think about 3 months, then he can start venturing out upstairs, and I feel okay with that, because then the doors stay closed because it's so cold. My kids don't leave the doors open like they do now in the summertime, because I did worry about him, like Kennedy leaving the door open and him like getting out, because he's not declawed or anything, and they do have natural instincts, but he's just not an outside cat. He's like a white Persian, like he's fluffy. He's really pretty. He looks really grumpy. He looks really mad, but trust me, he always looks this way. So I don't think he's, you know, like mad to be in there. So anyway, so I didn't get to Hobby Lobby because we've been doing that, and then she's coming today, and they're leaving I think tomorrow. And Kennedy, my youngest, was just so excited to have a white cat because she adores white cats, and she has her stuffed animal that she got for her birthday named Lucy that we make little TikToks on of what Lucy did today, and she's so excited to come home from school to see what Lucy did. And so this morning I put Lucy in the kennel or the crate, whatever it's called, with Titan. That's my sister's cat. And I made a little video of it. It was cute, and I do like voiceovers over it. It's been fun. And then I just wanted to share, I don't know if I shared this before. I think I did. I might have. So here's my notebook. So when I do my coloring pages, I got some sheet protectors. I got other stuff in here that doesn't belong, like prescriptions. Let me move that. And so when I color a page, then I can just put it in a sheet protector so it stays protected. Sometimes I use these, like my friend Karen did, as letters to send to pen pals. And then I thought about, because some of them are quite good, not to toot my own horn, but maybe I could frame them. Probably not these. I think the one that I have, the mandala book. I can never say that word right. I really like that book. I just keep going back to it. Maybe I'll frame some of those for the bedroom. But I thought this was a neat way to kind of save my coloring pages. Because some of the books, like the gnome coloring book, I have to rip the pages out or I can't color because it doesn't lay flat. I think that's another reason why I like that mandala book I got at Sam's Club so much, because when you open it up, it stays flat, so I don't have to rip them out. But I don't know, and I'm excited. I started a gnome picture because I wanted to use the alcohol-based markers because it's got some neutral colors, some browns and some peaches and like light tans. So that would be good to color the gnomes' noses and stuff. So because I didn't have any of that, because like before I was just like coloring it like pink or crazy colors like that. But and I just got the sheet protectors from Walmart a while back. I think I did share this. I can't remember. Coloring is probably one of my favorite things to do right now, but it has to be certain. I like things that glide. I don't like colored pencils, and I don't like coloring with crayons. And they have to be these, and I shared these in the last video. They have to be these gel pens. These are my absolute favorite because they're so smooth. And the only complaint I've had so far about the alcohol-based markers I got, they color well and they color smooth. Oh, look at real quick. My sister sent me these. They're stickers that I started to color. I thought that was so cute. They color really well, the alcohol-based ones, but this is actually a big complaint for me. They're very hard to open. Like, okay, so that just made me look like a liar. You have to, now I'm just looking like a liar. I don't know. Some of them, like, I was really struggling to pull them open. Maybe it's, okay, see, these ones I've all used. Let me find a color I haven't used. Yes, I think it's the ones that were new. I couldn't get there, like they were hard to open, and it was starting to hurt my hand, like, because I was trying to like pry them open. That's the only complaint I have. I think you really have to be careful, and I see this one's hard to open too. Put them on a certain way, because it's like a, what do you call it, like a circular triangle. So they'll go on, like you can force them in there, but I think if you put them on wrong, then that makes it hard to open. So I don't know, maybe when they made them, because I did notice it was every time I went to use a new color that I hadn't used, I had a really tough time getting the caps off of them. But I'll go show you the cat in a minute, and then we'll call it a day. But I started to work on this one the other night. It's been about 2 nights, so I might, while I'm waiting for my sister to get here, I might finish that picture. But I love this book so much. Like, I actually looked at Sam's Club. There's some of them I messed up on. See, like my I had some Sharpies and it started to run out of ink. So you can see that made me so upset because everything else in the picture looks good except for that. And it's like a main part. That's why I was like, I need some new markers. Mine are drying out. What was I gonna say? And oh, when I went to Sam's Club a couple weeks ago, I actually was hoping that they had this still because I wanted to buy another one to just do, you know, different colors on them because I've just enjoyed it so much. I mean, look how cool that looks. They're just so much fun. Like I like to pick 4 to 5 colors to use for like the color theme that I'm going for. I definitely like using rainbow colors. I try to mix them up so that I'm starting with a different color each turn around so that it's not just all the same. I don't know if that made sense. Trying to see if any other new ones that I've colored since I've been on here with you guys. I don't think there is. I think, yeah, I did this one. I thought that turned out nice. That's all with those alcohol-based markers. I didn't use any of my glitter markers on, or glitter pens on these. Pretty vibrant. So, and I did this one too with the alcohol-based markers. But see how I picked just like 4 or 5 colors? I think that's why I like the mandalas, because then my brain doesn't have to work as hard as when I try to do like the pictures like, where'd it go? Where'd my gnome picture go? Well, anyways, like the gnome picture where it's, so like things like this, like the owl, I like those because that's like the mandala thing. There's like a pattern inside of the picture, where the gnomes, there's no pattern, it's just a picture. And for some reason those feel harder for me to color because I'm like, I don't know what colors to use and stuff. Like I almost feel lost, and then I almost end up using, I almost end up using too much color, like this one. I mean, this picture just looks ridiculous because I didn't know what color to color his hair. It was just too much. It was like too busy with too many colors. So I'll go show you Titan and leave me a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Let me know what you thought about what I said about this. If you tend to struggle with those things as well, and if you just feel like sometimes you just need to give your mind a break from the whole parenting thing, not stop being a parent, but just like reading about things to do, just like sometimes you just need to give your mind a break from the dieting scene. So let me know. And I promise to be getting to Hobby Lobby very soon. Probably going to be for next Tea Tuesday since we have company this week. And chicken tendies. Bye, guys. So here it is. It's got the chicken coop back there. And because we just got new carpet, all those extra carpet squares that we had, we put in there with some plastic, some old shower curtains, and some tarp underneath, just in case he has an accident. But he's got lots of room, and this is why we had to take everything down. But he will not stay in here forever, just for a bit so he can get used to things. And like I said, it's big enough that, you know, we can go in there and play with them, and the kids can go in there. Hi, Titan. Hi, pretty boy. You're a very spoiled kitty, huh? She's like, he gets dry food all day, and then he gets wet food at night, but he doesn't always eat it. And then he gets like these little snacks, and she's got every single flavor. And I'm like, I already forgot. So she's going to have to write it down. So I'm like, it looks like he ate some more of the wet food. I need to call her because they're not here yet and say, okay, do I throw this away? I can't remember if he said throw it away or save it. It looks like he ate some more of the dry food this morning. Our cats used to have one of those cool fountains too, because they just like the fresh water. They don't like it to get stale. But ours broke, so I think I'm gonna get another one. We used to keep it on top of the wet bar because they always come upstairs because I'm constantly filling the dog's dishes because they drink it so fast. But that's Titan. Let's see if he'll let me in there to pet him. Okay, I kind of don't fit in here as well as the kids fit in here. You want your pumpkin? This is his favorite toy. Okay, hopefully Cooper doesn't come down here because I didn't close that gate all the way. You want your favorite toy? Hi, boy. Oh, you miss your mommy? Hmm? But that's Mr. Titan, so I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna turn this off for a sec. But he's got a whole huge cat standing there. Almost steps on his food. Okay. I'm probably gonna let him out once a day too. Keep the doors closed, keep the other cats and Cooper out of here just so he can get a little bit more exercise too. But it's kind of cool. I was afraid I wasn't afraid. They were afraid the chicken coop wasn't gonna fit because they were gonna make it go this way. I'm like, that's not gonna work. But he was able to get it rigged up here on this fireplace part, so that the litter is kind of separate from that area, and then it's cool because I can just open it up right here and do his kitty litter. Not that you want to see his kitty litter, but this cat is their baby, so he's well loved. Huh, Titan? Not that my cats aren't loved, but that's what I was saying, like, here's the posh private school. And then you have the ghetto public school. This is funny because like he was like hissing at my cats as they walked by, and they both, Binks, the orange cat, and Jack, that's the black cat, they hissed at him once, and then they're like whatever, and then they ate, and then he was like hissing at them the whole time. Then they just kind of like, I wish I would have filmed it, they just kind of looked at him and they were like, whatever dude, we get to go outside. And then Cooper, Titan really didn't like Cooper, and it's probably scary for him. Cooper's big, and Cooper came over here thinking he had a friend, and I just have to be careful. I don't want Cooper putting his nose in here and getting scratched. Because Binks and Jack, I mean, they're used to Cooper. They know he's a big dope and that, you know, they could take him down. And I'm sure Titan could take him down too. But I mean, that's probably still scary for him to see a big old dog. But yesterday, and I'll link a picture on here, Cooper was just sitting, staring, and then Titan was just staring at him, and it was kind of funny. All right, guys, chicken tendies, bye.